guys, it's John from theproductivegarden.com and I'm here with another update from the balcony. So let's have a look at what's going on. Alright, so we've got the herbs again. Again, you've got the coriander. He's gone to flower, but I'll get around to chopping a bit of this off. Parsley's still doing well. Heaps of oregano, heaps of thyme. Rosemary's doing pretty well. After little flies coming off it, that'll be fine. Again, the cherry tomatoes doing well. None of them have ripened up yet, but they're still getting plenty on them. Got more flowers coming on up here, so they're doing well. This is the other cherry tomato here with some tomatoes on it. More flowers coming along, so they're doing pretty well. Heaps of basil. Basil with these cherry tomatoes is doing really well, so pretty happy with that. Eggplant still struggling. Yeah, so not much happening on them. I've got some other eggplant that are doing much better than these, so I always wonder whether it's the source of the plants, because yeah, both the eggplant and the capsicum are from the same place, and yeah, I have had some thoughts about the way they grow their seedlings. Maybe growing your own is the best. Anyway, potatoes, that's growing along, so hopefully lots of potatoes are forming underneath. The beans are doing really well, and these are beans that I did grow from my own beans I bought in the shop. And if I can sort of get one out where you can see it without busting a whole lot off, but there you go. So there's a whole lot of beans growing like that. It's a bit hard to put them out. There you go, you can see the beans growing now, so I'm pretty happy with that. This is the galangal that's growing here, so that's doing pretty well. It's actually forming a little leaf now, so once it gets a bit of photosynthesis going, it should really take off. The ginger, try to get rid of the grass. Actually, I apologise for the long grass here. I haven't had a chance to clean up this bit, but I'll have to do that very soon. But there you go, there's the ginger coming out there. So that's doing well. There's actually a bit of ginger at the surface there. It's a bit closer than I thought it was. It seems to have pushed up a bit. But yeah, anyway, so that's the ginger coming through. Hasn't quite cracked through the thing yet, but there's only one spear coming up, and I thought I broke the tuber into a few bits. Oh, is that another bit? No, it's not another bit. That's something else that's in there. A pine, a gum nut or something from the eucalyptus trees. But yeah, so only one spear. Same with the galangal. I thought I broke them up into several bits, but anyway, that's alright. Okay, this is the goji berry, still growing quite nicely, but I think I've gone past the flowering period for this year, so next year we should get some berries off that. The asparagus, like I said, is doing really well. New little spindly spears have come out, so obviously we're not going to eat them, just going to let this build up for next year. Blueberries, getting bigger. They haven't ripened up yet, and I'm sure, I think when you get that little red tinge to them, they start bluing up pretty quickly, so that should come pretty soon. Alright, this tomato is a bit disappointing actually. This tomato is ripening up, but it's only produced one tomato. It's first time I've grown a determinate tomato, so I might have to get some other tomatoes in, and yeah, get something, see if I can get another tomato growing so I get some more. But looks like I'll be getting plenty of cherry tomatoes, but only one normal size type tomato. But yeah, we'll be eating that one pretty soon. There aren't really any more flowers coming on, so maybe if I just give it a bit of a boost with some one of the people who watches my videos, Rob Bob, he mentioned some worm castings, so I might have to pull some worm castings out of my worm farm and give some of these a bit of a serving of worm castings, and that might see them perk up a whole lot more, so I'll get that done during the week. Anyway, lime trees doing fairly well. We've got some limes there that are starting to swell. I think I showed them last week, they were swelling, so there are some more. It's not always easy to find them when you have to. But anyway, they seem to be doing pretty well. There's another one now. Yeah, you know, it's funny, sometimes you look at it and you find heaps of them, and then you go to find them to show somebody and nothing happens. Anyway, they're doing pretty well. I'm pretty happy with that. And it's only been in this pot for 1 year, so, and spent most of winter in a pretty shady area, so I'm not that surprised that it hasn't produced a whole lot. But this capsicum, it's actually not doing too badly. It's starting to grow up a bit, getting some new leaves in the growing tip down there, so hopefully we'll get some out of it soon. That's the other eggplant, still struggling. These cucumber, I haven't actually put new ones in, and they are struggling a bit. Like the soil's plenty damp, and I don't think it's too damp. So yeah, I don't know what it is with these guys. They're just failure to thrive for some reason. Anyway, carrots, they're doing pretty well. This lettuce has started taking off now. These are the ones that were struggling. Now I've got a little red one under here. That's been shaded by this green one now, so I don't think it's going to do much at all. But this red one here started to take off, so that's pretty good. These chives are struggling. I think I'm going to have to replace these, although all the aphids seem to be gone. The ladybirds have done their job on them, so maybe now that all the aphids are gone, if I pull out a few weeds, maybe they'll do a whole lot better. This capsicum, it's looking pretty good as well. And this other lettuce is looking really well. And last one, usually gets to be last, is the strawberries. Now, these plants, they're not growing like I've got other strawberries that these are actually plants from, and they look a lot better than these. So I just wonder whether it's the size of the pot, maybe it's got something to do with the soil. One thing I have sort of thought of is I've used fairly cheap potting mix for these, so maybe that has got a lot to do with it. But anyway, it seems to have stopped producing strawberries for now, and I've usually have found in the past that I've gotten 2 distinct flushes of fruit from strawberries here. You usually get some in spring, and then they sort of gather their energy and you get more in the summer. So I'm expecting to get a few more in this. Actually had a lot, like where we've had flowers, but they just didn't pollinate for some reason. So I don't know if that's because the plant itself is struggling in this cheap potting soil, but certainly that's a tip. I mean, I did it because I was going to need a lot of potting soil, and so it was sort of a to keep the cost down a bit. But maybe it's worth spending a bit more on potting soil, or if you can make your own compost and add some compost to it, that might be a way too. But let's face it, I'm doing this because it's gardening in a bit of a small area like balconies and that sort of thing, where people don't have a whole lot of space, so they're not going to be able to do that. But certainly investing in good soil will get you a better quality crop. Anyway, that's the update from the balcony for this week. So like I said, investing in good quality soil is something that's definitely worthwhile. Like I said, I haven't really grown veggies or fruit in pots before, so it's a bit of a learning curve for me as well. So that's one thing I'll say I've definitely learnt, although I've always preached the value of good soil. This really just shows how valuable good soil can be. Okay, anyway, that's it from this week, and until next time, happy productive gardening. Bye.